And it's me, your neighborhood teacher, Mrs. McCutcheon. Have you seen this picture before? What do you think about this picture? Do you know anything about the name of this picture or who painted it? During this lesson, we're going to be going over who this woman was or wasn't, and who painted her, and why it's so famous. Let me tell you a little bit about my experience. I saw this painting, which is called the Mona Lisa, about 1 week ago at the Louvre Museum in Paris, France. This painting has a room almost all to itself, and it's really interesting because the room was packed with people when I tried to go look at it. I was trying to get a good picture, but there were too many cameras in the way. So all of the Mona Lisa that I really remember seeing is pretty much about this. And she's also behind a really secure piece of glass. So instead of looking at the picture like I am now, and it looks really smooth and clear, it kind of had a reflection on it. Anyways, that's my experience with seeing the Mona Lisa at the Louvre. Let's talk about certain things about why the Mona Lisa is so famous. And what is even a portrait? First of all, the Mona Lisa, let's go over some facts about the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa was probably painted between 1503 and 1506. That was almost 500 years ago, and this painting is still around. I think that's pretty cool. This painting was most likely Lisa Gherardini, great Italian name, the wife of an Italian cloth merchant. This was a first half portrait in art history. It shows the upper half of her body, so that's why it's called a half portrait. A portrait is a painting, photograph, or sculpture in which the face and its expression is a strong feature. So, why is this painting so special? Well, like we talked about before, it's a half portrait where Leonardo painted great detail on Mona Lisa and the background of the painting. If you look carefully, Mona Lisa's in the very front of the picture. Then in the middle of the picture, we have a winding road. And then in the back part of the picture, we have what looks like a river back there. He didn't just paint her against a white background. He painted her against a beautiful piece of Italian scenery. And another thing that's so famous about the Mona Lisa was that it's shrouded in mystery. It's very mysterious. Not everybody knows exactly who she was. They assume that she was the wife of the cloth merchant, but nobody really knows for sure. One guess about the Mona Lisa is that it's actually a self-portrait of Leonardo da Vinci himself, who was an older man when the painting was painted. That's pretty funny. Another theory was that it was his mother that he painted. What do you think? Leonardo da Vinci painted many portraits. Remember that a portrait is when you have the face and its expression in a painting, sculpture, or other art medium. He painted many other portraits. Perhaps you've seen them. There is, of course, the Mona Lisa, and then there is a self-portrait. Anytime an artist paints a self-portrait, it's a painting he does of himself. Back then, mirrors were very rare, so sometimes I wonder how exactly he saw his face. Another portrait that Leonardo da Vinci did was the Lady with the Ermine. Now, the ermine is kind of like a weasel or a ferret, and this painting and portrait is really famous. Another famous portrait that da Vinci painted was called La Scapigliata, and it's a shadowy drawing of a woman. Now, you look at the 4 portraits that I have here, can you match them up with their titles? Which one is the Mona Lisa? Which one is his self-portrait? Which one is the Lady with the Ermine? Which one is La Scapigliata? Can you match them up? A couple years ago, a scientist put the Mona Lisa in an X-ray machine. No, he didn't find any broken bones, but he did find the different layers of paint that the Mona Lisa is made up from. There were over 70 layers, if I believe, of very small, like half of the head, size of a head of a pin, of the glaze and the paint that he put over the picture to give it a lifelike quality. He virtually painted with no brush strokes on his paintings. If you look closely at the Mona Lisa, there are no visible brush strokes on his painting. The paint, like I said, was a mixture of glaze and paint, so it was very light, and it could help him just pinpoint exactly what he wanted to place on the canvas. Another really cool quality about Leonardo da Vinci and his painting was that he painted a certain kind of smoky, lifelike quality. This was known as sfumato. Say that with me, it kind of rhymes with tomato. Sfumato. Sfumato. Can you look at the Mona Lisa? See how she's smoky and not really person colored? That's called sfumato. The paint strokes are very small and delicately applied. You can also see them in this other painting by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, let's review the answers that you need to bring to class. There are 3 of them. Number 1, what was so unique about the Mona Lisa? Why is it in the Louvre protected for 100 years? Why is it under such tight security? What makes it so special? Number 2, what is a portrait? What is a portrait? Number 3, who painted the Mona Lisa and what was his art style? Who painted the Mona Lisa? Who was the artist? And what was his style? Thanks for watching. Goodbye.